He's in town buying some donuts for your trip.
Donuts?
He's in town getting some bait.
Bait?
He's in town getting his pole, waxed.
His pole? I'll just wait here. It'll give me a chance to catch up on all these legal journals my son's been pretending to read.
You
can let yourself out anytime you want.
Well, here we are, back in good old 1986.
It's about time. I was starting to wonder if I'd ever get home. I feel so different now.
Probably just a bout of temporal jet lag. Now, Marty, there's something I should tell you before...
Mom! Dad! I've missed you so much.
Marty! What happened to you?
What are you talking about, Dad? What's going on, Doc?
I'm sorry, Marty.
Hello?
Marty! You're awake! Good!
Doc! Emmett, where are you?
I'm down at the expo. I snuck out early to avoid my pop. If he knew I was about to make a publicly scientific spectacle of myself, he'd hit the roof.
Want an algae cake?
No, thank you. I tried one once and it stained my teeth.
Just as well. I think the box is empty. Shouldn't have eaten all those algae cakes last night. Probably where that nightmare came from.
Trixie Trotter, my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, she's got, how do you say it? Moxie. Nine, don't turn off my Trixie.
Guess it finally broke down. Looks like Emmett's stinky bacteria are thriving.
If I'd known what my son was going to do with that aquarium, I would have bought him a puppy instead.
Excuse me.
Shush! I'm reading up on Stemler versus Herzl.
Hey. I'm not getting him to move that way. There's no way I'm going to the expo without Emmett's static accumulator.
What in Himmel was that?
Phew.
Oh, gross shit. What is that infernal stench?
Sorry. Must have been one too many algae cakes.
It's like week-old schnitzel.
Well, I'm sure it'll clear up in a few minutes.
Never mind. Tell my son I'm waiting for him up at the house.
I'd better not open that. It'll fill the room with stinky gas. Okay, Emmett. Time for you to finally meet your destiny. Nothing left in there but a few carrots.
Was Emmett cooking Hossenpfeffer in here?
Yeah.
So that's where all the nutmeg went.
Can I scooch past you? Emmett asked me for something.
It wouldn't be this something, would it?
Why do you ask?
Because this is an invention. And if you were sent here to get one of Emmett's inventions, then my suspicion is correct. Emmett is getting ready to make a spectacle of himself at that cursed science expo.
Interesting thought. Very logical. But no, Emmett's definitely not at the expo. He just wanted me to get rid of the algae cakes before they start to stink. There.
In the old country, adolescents respected their elders. But here, your ridiculous culture practically celebrates their rebelliousness. And look at what your insolence has done to Emmett.
Not bad at all, but...
Not bad, eh?
I thought Edna made you get rid of her.
I don't take orders from Edna Strickland.
I thought you fired her.
I hired her back.
Yeah, but you said her being Canadian disqualified her.
Well, it did. But, say, don't you have to get that whatchamacallit to Emmett Brown's booth?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right.
Hello, Crockett. Hello, Callahan. Hello, Corleone.
Is there a problem?
See? What did I tell you? Here he is, come to inspect his handiwork. Now, do your duty. Oh, there are any number of problems, Mr. Sonny Crockett, and they all stem from you. Oh, there are any number of problems, Mr. Harry Callahan, and they all stem from you. There are any number of problems, Mr. Michael Corleone, and they all stem from you. Well, let's start with the fact that you deliberately manipulated me into breaking off a very promising romance with Emmett Brown last night. Do you deny it?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, anyone who speaks like that in front of a lady...
I might have had a thing or two to do with it, but I was just helping nature along. Anyone could see you're not good for Emmett.
Well, of all the effrontery!
Please, Miss Strickland, mucking up somebody's romance may or may not be kosher, but it's no concern of the law.
No, but his ulterior motive should be. I had Emmett working on a very pro-social project, the mental alignment meter. It was your plan to divert his energies into this contraption.
It was my plan to get him back to inventing what he should be inventing. What's your point? The electrokinetic levitator was Emmett's idea. I just helped. What's your point? So what? What's your point?
Oh, I think you know exactly what my point is. Emmett's invention isn't going to work, is it? At least not the way poor Emmett thinks it is.
How do you know this?
I had a very interesting chat with Carl Sagan last night. I found out who Michael Corleone really is, and where he comes from. I found out who Sonny Crockett really is, and where he comes from. I found out who Harry Callahan really is, and where he comes from.
Is there something you want to tell me, Michael? Is there something you want to tell me, Sonny? Is there something you want to tell me, Harry?
Why don't you call him by his real name, Yakov Smirnov?
Thanks a lot, Doc.
An anarchist, a foreign agitator bent on sowing chaos and destruction in the Hill Valley Expo. He's struck before, and he'll strike again. In fact, it was he who was the real speakeasy arsonist. Carl Sagan told me so. Officer, I beg you to arrest this man.
Look, here's the thing. I happen to believe this dame's got a screw loose. But she's been getting some clout in town ever since that business with Kid Tannen.
Wait, you haven't seen him?
Emmett? Has this foreign radical done something to my Emmett?
Maybe you should find him.
Oh, you're letting him go? This radical subversive? Just like that?
I've got nothing on Comrade Yakov here. But just to be on the safe side, I'm afraid I'm going to have to close down Emmett's booth. For now. But if you can find a way to get her out of my hair, I'll open it back up, okay?
Greetings, forward thinkers of Hill Valley. Next up on our roster, a man who saw the possibilities in pond scum. Welcome, Ernest Philpott.
Thanks, Trixie, Technie. I'm truly honored to be here today among all you pointy-headed type people. Like the lady said, I labor in the field of pond scum.
Thank you, Ernest. Do be sure to drop by his booth and sample an algae cake. I have, and it was very interesting. I will be back later to highlight another of our fine exhibitors. See you soon. Greetings again, mortals. This is Techni, Muse of Progress. Hoping you're all having a swell time taking in all the exhibits. Don't forget, you can purchase tickets to our main attractions right here at the information booth. The next exhibitor on our list is Officer Danny Parker of the Hill Valley Police Force. Officer Parker is going to demonstrate a few of the many marvelous tools that our boys in blue will soon have at their disposal. The criminal element has truly met his match today. Officer Parker? It seems our next exhibitor is unavoidably detained, but I'm sure his presentation would have been both enlightening and exciting. How about a round of applause just for the heck of it? I'll be back soon to showcase another of our amazing exhibitors. This is Techni, Muse of Progress, waving goodbye for now. Hiya, folks. It's me, Techni, Muse of Progress, gracing you once again with my presence. And speaking of presents, what better gift could Hill Valley offer the world than this magnificent science and technology exhibit, eh, folks? If you haven't done so already, I urge each and every one of you to take a peek at Furnishings of the Future, right here in our main hall. Tickets are available from me, Techni, at our information desk.
Thank you for that introduction, Techni. And let me just add that with a muse such as yourself, none of us should ever be at a loss for inspiration. Furnishings of the Future is a small illustration of the type of technology that, we trust, will soon be commonplace in our homes. Let's say you're sitting in your easy chair, settling in to listen to your favorite radio drama, when suddenly you realize you've forgotten to put ice in your soda. In the past, you would have had to stand up, walk to the kitchen, then wrestle with the ice tray to produce the desired cubes. Not so in the house of the future. Simply punch the correct command into your all-purpose control console, and the kitchen comes to you. Another command, and the freezer door flies open. Perfectly formed ice cubes arc through the air, landing with precision in your drink. This, ladies and gentlemen, is but one example of the sorts of conveniences that lie around the corner for all of us. Or so we at the Future Studies Institute maintain. I invite you to visit our exhibit yourselves and try out the myriad of innovations showcased therein. I thank you. Furnishings of the Future is a small illustration of the type of technology that, we trust, will soon be commonplace in our homes. Let's say you're sitting in your easy chair, settling in to listen to your favorite radio drama, when suddenly you realize you've forgotten to put ice in your soda. In the past, you would have had to stand up, walk to the kitchen, then wrestle with the ice tray to produce the desired cubes. Not so in the house of the future. Simply punch the correct command into your all-purpose control console, and the kitchen comes to you. Another command, and the freezer door flies open. Perfectly formed ice cubes arc through the air, landing with precision in your drink. This, ladies and gentlemen, is but one example of the sorts of conveniences that lie around the corner for all of us. Or so we at the Future Studies Institute maintain. I invite you to visit our exhibit yourselves and try out the myriad of innovations showcased therein. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Grossman. We'll be highlighting more exhibitors throughout the day, so stick around, folks. And Ernest Philpott at booth A113 has asked me to remind you that there are still plenty of free algae cake samples to go around. Bye for now. Greetings and salutations to all our honored guests. I am Techne, Muse of Progress. And it is my pleasant task once again to highlight one of the great minds who was hard at work building a better tomorrow.
I don't have a choice. Did you bring the static accumulator?
Oh, right. Here you go.
Great. Come on, let's get up there. I think that's me. I'm next on the roster.
But are you ready?
Our next featured exhibitor is by far the youngest of the bunch, so I guess that means he's got more tomorrows than any of us. But while his classmates have been racing scooters and playing baseball, this kid has been hard at work dreaming up gizmos and banging them together in his garage. And who knows, one of this kid's gizmos just might take off and change the life of everybody in town. Could it be the very thing he's brought to share with us today? It wouldn't be the first time the world was changed by a kid barely out of knickers. They say that Mozart was a mere 13 when he wrote his first hit tune, and folks are still humming his stuff today. And Joan of Arc got herself burned at the stake when she was only 19. So hold your Snickers and prepare to be wowed.
That ought to do it. Are the block bearings all in the raised position?
Block bearings. Raised position. Check.
Then it looks like all systems are go. Wish me luck.
I don't have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Emmett Brown.
Objection! Objection, Your Honor! I hereby demand that the scientific demonstration of one Emmett Lathrop Brown be terminated and forfeit by reason of insanity. I declare him to be in contempt of me, his father. Where is he? Hand him over this instant! Emmett, are you up there? You can't hide from justice. Ugh, that boy! The longer you hold out, the harder it's going to be for you. I'm counting to 4. 1, 2, 3. You dare to disobey a direct order? Fear!
Well,
At least give it a shot. You heard him. He said he'll listen to you.
Father,
Son?
you've never understood the first thing about me. All you want to do is step on me, squelch my natural instincts. You don't know what it's like to be young. You don't know what it's like to have dreams, to have ambitions so great and so powerful that they've got a life of their own. And it's all you can do to hang on for dear life while they gallop on where they must. This is America, Pop. And in America, a person doesn't have to do what his father did. Isn't that why you came to America? To live where there wouldn't be so many rules?
Understand? What's to understand? You're a big, overgrown baby who wants everything his own way. Squelched you. I should have squelched you instead of letting your mother indulge every one of your cockamamie whims. And don't chalk it up to your youth, neither. If I was like that at your age, my father would have given me a sound thrashing. And good for him.
Well, we talked. Are you happy?
May I come up?
So, you think my new invention is a disaster waiting to happen?
Yes, I do. And I'm here to say, if any son of mine is going to make of himself a public disaster, I insist on being there to support him.
Pop,
Doc!
My boy!
you're going to change your tune once you see this baby go airborne. You see, the force field generated by the static accumulator. Marty, give Trixie the signal. We're ready for liftoff.
Oh, good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for bearing with us through that unavoidable delay. And now the Hill Valley Expo is pleased as punch to present Mr. Emmett Brown and his electrokinetic levitator.
Look at that! He's flying! My Emmett is flying!
Hey, Emmett, come out of there. Don't listen to him. Perfect.
You must insert a ticket to visit the Atlas House of Glass.
Drastic measures. Help! Let me out. Okay, Doc, you've had your fun. Now turn over your younger self before I resort to... there's something to be said for breakable glass.
Souterrains, the gears, they have become unstuck.
There, see? It was just a malfunction after all.
Let's get you out of there.
Emmett Brown? Then it was true. Hey, you.
Oh, remind me not to become an oceanographer. I guess I must have a touch of claustrophobia. Never should have gone in there.
Well, we've all got problems. Now, you'd better get back to your booth before...
Funny thing is, I don't even remember going in there. Last thing I recall, I was in the glass house talking to Carl Sagan. Did you know he's really a scientist?
I'd heard. What did he say to you?
Oh, he had some sort of spur-of-the-moment business proposition. It was all very rush. I never got the details. It would have meant leaving before the expo was over, so I told him that... Say, where'd he go? Do you know? No, I know how that is.
Carl Sagan? He had to leave. One of his experiments blew up on him. I'm glad Trixie got her old job back. I wonder how she managed it.
Professor Duteau, this young man claims you refused to take his ticket.
Not at all. I am only too happy to take his ticket. Please, climb the ladder, and I will raise the bathysphere. Mon Dieu, what is the matter? The gears, they must have become stuck. I am afraid I cannot raise the bathysphere at this moment.
What a shame.
Yes, tis. Well, I will work on the problem. Perhaps if you come back later. Come down, please. The bathysphere exhibit is currently closed for repairs.
I'll wait.
It may be quite some time before the exhibit is fixed.
I'm not going anywhere. Hey, Danny.
Do you mind, comrade? We're busy trying to protect the expo from the likes of you.
This'll only take a minute.
Our plant recorder! It's not a good idea to steal police property, you know.
Shh, listen.
Stop!
Hey, that plant's expensive!
Detective Parker, surely you're not going to believe this crudely manufactured forgery of a recording.
I'm not sure what to believe, ma'am. But based on this crudely manufactured forgery, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to come down to the station to answer a few questions about your whereabouts on the night of the Speakeasy fires.
Oh, very well. Heavens, what's that?
You know, one of these days I should really stop falling for that.
Hey, does this mean that the barricades can come down from Emmett's booth?
Do you mind, comrade? I'm busy trying to keep Emmett from letting you lead him into the biggest mistake of his life.
Mistake? My biggest mistake was... Edna? You're the arsonist?
Emmett?
You're on your own, darling. Not to sound callous, but does this mean I can demonstrate my invention?
That must be how you get into the bathysphere.
Is this guy trying to bum a free ride?
No.
See that you don't.
I think I'm going to take a closer look at that bathysphere.
Not without a ticket, I'm afraid, sir.
Hey, feels good to be on the right side of the law.
I can't force my way up, but maybe I can pressure him into letting me up. That looks like the air hose for the bathysphere.
Hey, you are crimping the hose.
So what? There's nobody in the bathysphere, right?
It's bad form, that's all.
Step back! You're crimping the hose!
What does it matter if there's nobody in the bathysphere?
Well,
Heavy.
Monsieur has a way with words.
Here's my ticket. Give me a ride in that thing.
Thank you, Monsieur. I hope you will find your trip to the bottom of the sea most enlightening.
Nah, once was enough for me.
It's very bad form.
Oh, sorry.
It's an old nautical superstition. A crimped hose means imminent doom.
It does if there's somebody inside the bathysphere, but I thought you said there wasn't anybody in the bathysphere.
There's not. I demand you uncrimp that hose.
Funny. You'd think it was you who was running out of air, not the guy in the bathysphere.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's as if you two were connected somehow.
Step off the hose.
Raise the bathysphere, Doc.
I won't do it.
Then neither will I.
Enlightenment awaits you under the sea.
I found a loophole.
What kind of loophole?
Just a loophole. You're not the only one who's allowed to have secrets, you know.
All right. Let's take that as a yes. Here's my ticket. I want to see inside that bathysphere.
I don't think so.
What do you mean? I've got a ticket. You have to honor my ticket.
It's the wrong kind of ticket. Sorry.
Oh, give me a break. You've got to take my ticket and let me into the bathysphere. It's the rules.
Algae, ladies and gentlemen, is a mysterious and little-known biological entity. Through diligent study and countless hours of experimentation, I believe I have unlocked the secrets of this noble vegetable, and I am here to present my discoveries to a disbelieving world. Algae cakes, ladies and gentlemen, is the next wave in the agricultural revolution of the 20th century. Algae is just loaded with healthful properties, vitamins A through J, along with enough protein to choke a horse. Up till now, people haven't been getting the benefit of all this nutrition on account of the less than appetizing nature of the algae herself. But sweetened with corn syrup and held together in solid lumps through the miracle of gum arabic, the algae cake presents a package that is chewy to the mouth and bursting with delightful fresh flavor. I invite each and every one of you to come by my booth. That's booth A113 here in the main hall, and sample an algae cake on the house. I thank you.
I've got to get Emmett out of there before it's time for his demo. It's some kind of deep-sea diving thingy. I ought to just go raise the bathysphere myself.
Is this punk giving you trouble, Mr. Duto?
Those look like the controls to raise and lower the whatchamacallit. Here's something you might find interesting. It shows that your plan to change Emmett's life is a really bad idea.
I fail to see what this novelty newspaper has to do with me.
Insert ticket to enter.
You are going to need a ticket.
Oh yeah, ticket. Oh yeah, ticket. Hey, let me out!
In the house of the future, fresh fruit baskets will be replenished daily by fleets of fruit-bearing helicopters.
Ugh. It's wax.
In the den of the future, once expensive teletype machines will be commonplace, allowing friends and family members to instantly send legibly typed letters across the country in mere moments.
You're fired? Great.
In the house of the future, phone conversations will be completed in the privacy of the personal phone helmet.
Hey! I'm not touching that thing again. The electro pacifier.
Amazing, isn't it? They say one day we'll be able to stun fleeing criminals by shocking them at a distance.
Does it work?
Nah, it's just a model.